Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Bronwyn and today is the 5th and final day of DCP week. I hope that you have enjoyed learning a little bit more about the Disney College program this week and it's given you some good and hopefully valuable information. So today's video is one that I've been super excited to make and it is about life after your Disney College program. For a lot of people, the DCP is exactly what it sounds like. It's a 4 to 8 month internship and then they go back to the real world. So before I talk about the ways that you can hopefully stay with the company if that's what you want to do after your CP, I wanted to talk a little bit about getting back into normal life. So for me, when my first program ended, I had about 2 weeks from the time I moved from Florida back home and then home back to college. Going back to college after doing a DCP was super great because obviously I missed my friends, I missed going to school, I missed my departments because I loved my majors, but it was also kind of sad. For the last 8 months, I had lived a completely different life with completely different people, and I know at least for me personally, I feel like I gained a lot of self-confidence and kind of like a new identity through it. So it was definitely an adjustment going back from my Disney life to my normal life. I think though my friends can definitely vouch for this, that once I came back from my CP, I was different but in a good way. Like I said, I feel like I definitely gained a lot of self-confidence and really learned how to advocate for myself, and I feel like I had a better understanding of like what I wanted to do and how I wanted to make the most out of my last couple years in college. Because I was so sad about not living in Disney anymore and just being a huge Disney fan, I still tried to incorporate Disney into my life as much as I could without getting too crazy. I tried to have tons of pictures in my room from my CP and with all of those friends. I still talk to my CP friends all of the time, and we all made sure to keep each other in the loop on what our normal lives were like too. I think that definitely made a difference in strengthening the relationships that I have with those people, because even to this day, 3 years later, those are still some of my very best friends. I think being away for those 8 months definitely made me realize how much I loved what I was studying in school as well. I was a double major in dance and photography, and although I had done PhotoPass for that program, I wasn't creating photography in the same way that I had been in college. So once I was back in school, I was super excited to start creating again and doing what I was really passionate about. I think it also kind of helped me get out of the bubble of work that I had been creating and allowed me to kind of like get excited and explore other areas than what I was confident in. Because I was working so many hours, I also didn't dance nearly as much as I wanted to while I was in Florida. So I feel like once I was back at school, I jumped headfirst into dancing and choreographing again. I think being away from my areas of study for that time really helped me realize why I loved what I did and why I wanted to pursue it. I think regardless of what job that you work with Disney, whether it's something that relates to what you're studying in school or what you want to do in the future, it is a really good resume booster. Especially outside of Florida, not many people can say that they've worked for the Walt Disney Company. So the second a company sees that on your resume, they immediately want to know about it. Even if you're applying for a PR job and you worked quick service food and beverage. Disney has such a high reputation and so many people understand Disney's work ethic that they know, oh, if this person can do this for the Walt Disney Company, that must mean that they're going to be great in this that they do as well. Now that we've talked a little bit about going back to your normal life, I want to talk about the ways that you can stay with the company after your college program. During your college program, you'll have the opportunity to extend your college program. For me, my extension email came about 3 months before my program ended. I had the option to either stay in the same role, same location, same role in a different location, or different role, different location. For me personally, because I loved working at the boutique and I loved working in Magic Kingdom, I put that the only thing I wanted to extend into was same role, same location. I was accepted for my extension, and I think everybody that was in my work location was as well. However, you are not guaranteed your extension. It is solely based on what availability that they have and what they need people for. I think a lot of people that put same role, same location rather than changing locations or changing different roles normally gets that just because it's easier to not have to train somebody. Don't quote me on that. That's just kind of what I've seen from people. But again, if they don't need any other people at your location, it's not a guarantee that just because you've been there for the last 8 months that you're going to get to stay. You can also apply to be a full-time cast member, a part-time cast member, or a seasonal cast member. Now this will open up 6 weeks before the end of your program, so make sure you mark on your calendar when that 6-week mark is. Now again, just because you apply for a full-time, part-time, or seasonal role is not a guarantee that you're going to get it. There are very long wait lists for a lot of jobs in Disney because so many people want to work there and there's so many CPs or even just part-time people that want to go full-time that there's a lot of people that are competing for the same spots. For me personally, when my CP ended, the only way for me to stay at the boutique in Magic Kingdom was to go seasonal. It's not necessarily that I wanted to be a seasonal cast member, because if I had wanted to be full-time or part-time, I could have applied to other jobs on the property. I could have applied to work at Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and maybe gotten full-time for that. But for me, I really loved my job at the boutique and would rather have stayed there than getting a full-time role somewhere else. So if just staying with the company is what's most important to you and maybe getting full-time rather than part-time or something, be sure to be talking to your leadership team to see what other opportunities may be available and the best way for you to kind of get the status that you want. The process itself for applying for full-time and part-time is super easy. You're really just putting in your availability and then it's a waiting game. But like I said, although there is no guarantee that you'll get to maybe stay full-time or part-time in the role that you currently have, it is very likely that you'll be able to get one somewhere. Going along with that, once you're not a CP anymore, you obviously cannot live in CP housing. Around the same time that you can put in to go full-time or part-time is normally a good time to start looking for apartments or houses in the area. There are Facebook pages like Apartment Finders and Roommate Finders to help you find other cast members that are also looking for places to live or that are offering rooms in their houses. Most apartment complexes do have a pretty big deposit that you have to put down though, so be aware if you know that you want to stay that you're going to need to have some money saved up so that you can afford to live. I know that finding new housing can seem really scary, but I promise it's not as hard as maybe you think it would be. Orlando is a very big place and there's constantly people looking to move or looking for roommates that something will be available for you. In yesterday's video, I had talked about the Disney College Program trading post where people are normally selling things, and even on there's constantly people that are selling beds or mattresses or dressers, all of the kind of things that you'll need to furnish your own place. I know for me, during really all of my CPs, people were constantly talking about going full-time or part-time or extending and all of those kind of things, and for my first two programs that wasn't an option for me because I really wanted to finish school before I tried to move down to Florida permanently. So one thing I feel like I wish that I would have heard a little bit more is that it's okay to move on. It is perfectly okay for the Disney College Program to be exactly what it is, and that's an internship. Doing your 4 to 8 months and then either moving back home or going back to school doesn't make you any less of a cast member. Like I said, the things that you learn from working for the Walt Disney Company really can benefit you in more ways than I think people realize. I feel like it can definitely change your views on work ethic and your values that maybe you look for in a job or for a company. That even if you're only using the Disney College Program just as an internship, you're still gonna gain so much more. Personally, I have now been a seasonal cast member at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique in Magic Kingdom since February now, so a couple months, but I feel like it is my turn to step back from making DCP content. Now don't worry, Once Upon a Bron is not going anywhere. I'm still gonna be filming in the parks all the time with vlogs, giving you tips and everything for the parks, and just overall Disney content. But as far as DCP content goes, I think this might be my last video. I really wanted to do this whole week of videos to share as much information as I could and really answer the questions that you all wanted to know and that I know I get asked all of the time. Every season there are tons of people that make YouTube channels for the DCP that I feel like they may have some more up-to-date information on the program than I'm going to be able to give you. I hope you enjoyed this whole week of videos and that it gets you super excited to either start your Disney College Program or apply for one. For me, I gained so much through the DCP, and I know that I wouldn't be the person that I am now had I not done this program. So if you've learned anything from this week of videos, I hope it's that you should do the Disney College Program. Thank you so much for watching this video and all of the videos this week, and I promise I will see y'all again real soon. Bye!